October, and that means next month is November, and that means next month is Thanksgiving and food. But also it's going to be NaNoWriMo, which is going to be this 50,000 word thingy that only cool people get to do, hence why I'm not doing it. But in celebration of NaNoWriMo coming up, a lot of people are posting their ideas for NaNoWriMo. Well, I'm gonna post my Bookish Pet Peeves because I love authors. In all honesty, I do love authors, but we have to admit that there are some things that what are you doing? So I'm gonna do that thing where I'm all like, what are you doing? My first pet peeve is going to be spin-off series. There's nothing really wrong with spin-off series, but then it's when spin-off series does the thing. When they totally think that they're super more important than their original series, and then they just totally disregard all the important stuff that happened in the first series and play it off as in, oh yeah, you just defeated a dragon. Well, guess what? I defeated a million dragons with my hands tied behind my back, blindfolded. That just annoys me so much because I read that series, I enjoyed that series, and I thought everything they did was super important. It's like that one time that character went to the bathroom, which is actually super cool because characters never use the bathroom. It's like they don't even have bladders or something. That's super important. And then when the author writes a spin-off series and then totally like, oh yeah, that first series, that's those people are mediocre at best. What are you talking about? That was your main character. That was my main canon. That was a world that I had invested myself in, and now you're saying it's just I loved those characters and I loved that world, and what they were doing at that time was super cool and intense. So you don't have to totally bash your old series in order to make this new series seem better. Believe it or not, but both of them can be super important. Whoa, what is this? And then another pet peeve I have is too much feminazi ism. And I'm just gonna say I love feminism, but then let us define feminism right now. The way I personally do, it's equal rights between men and women. And we're just gonna stick that definition right over there. Keep that over here. I love the fact that novels have so much girl power now. Like, there are so many women authors and strong female main characters, but then it's when they start totally disregard men as these useless dumb lumps, making their entire gender only think with one brain, that one brain not being in their head. That's when it really starts annoying me. Because like I said before, feminism is the equality of genders. That means that we shouldn't totally disregard the strengths of women, but that also means that we totally shouldn't disregard the strengths of men. As much as some people don't like to admit it, men are better than women in some areas of life, and then women are better than men in some areas of life. And I feel like we should really acknowledge that, and we shouldn't just put one gender over another, no matter what gender it is. And I don't like it when guys are put above girls, but I'm just using this as my example because in a lot of the literature that I've read recently, this has been the case. I guess in summary of that is when it comes to a point where we're totally insulting the other gender and we're totally bashing them, I feel like that's not right, and that's not what we should really be doing in order to show what feminism in general is. This is going to be my final pet peeve, the chosen one. This happens a lot in dystopian and fantasy novels, where literally the main character is the main character because this unknown being named Fate literally picked their name out of a hat and was like, okay, I'm just gonna totally push this completely awful fate and responsibility of saving the world onto this one kid. Be free. That just bugs me so much because I don't want a main character who is this strong or this intelligent because they're the chosen one or because they're the matriarch of the rebellion. I want someone who had to genuinely work to get where they are. I just think it'd be super cool if we have this character who is embarrassed of the scar that they have on their stomach, and not because this first time they got into a fight with a minotaur, they got stabbed, but then they lived and defeated the minotaur, but because when he was 14 years old, he was taking a sword fighting class made for 7-year-olds, and when he was sparring a 7-year-old, he accidentally got hit with a wooden sword in the stomach. I don't always want someone who just comes out of the womb and is automatically the chosen one. I want someone who actually works for it. And what is it with these prophecies or this fate thing that's going on? Why can't the decisions of our past just affect our future? I don't want a prophecy saying this guy is the chosen one and he is destined to kill this one person for literally no reason. But also I just feel like it'd be more interesting to have a character who doesn't know what's gonna happen, whose life has been prophesized. You could watch this character grow and progress and they wouldn't be confined to this life that this prophecy has set them out to be. They would have their own freedom to do whatever they wanted, and then that's how the story would go. And I think that's all the bookish pet peeves that I'm going to talk about now. So thank you so much for watching. Bye!